6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister will visit Tehran on Tuesday to attend the inauguration ceremony of the President-elect of Iran, Dr. Masoud Pezeshkian. The Finance Minister says the government is working on simplification of the tax system and reforms to bring macroeconomic stability. The Secretary-General of the Commonwealth is in Islamabad to hold talks with Pakistan's leadership to enhance cooperation in areas of shared interest. Pakistan has appreciated the positive role played by the Association of Southeast Asian Nations in regional integration and prosperity. 66 Palestinians were martyred in relentless Israeli attacks across the besieged Gaza during the last 24 hours. The Russian president has warned the United States of retaliatory measures over deployment of long-range missiles in Germany. Sri Lanka won the Women's Asia Cup 2024, beating India in the final by 8 wickets at Dambulla today. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif will visit Tehran on Tuesday to attend the inauguration ceremony of the President-elect of Iran, Dr. Masoud Pezeshkian. The visit underscores the commitment by the two countries to strengthen leadership engagement and bilateral relations. Meanwhile, Iran's Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei gave his official endorsement of Masoud Pezeshkian as the ninth president following snap elections. The new president will be sworn in before the parliament on Tuesday. The Finance Minister Mohammad Aurangzeb says the government is working on simplification of the tax system to facilitate businessmen and the salaried class. Addressing the media in Islamabad today, he said the simplification process will help the people to respond to system with ease. Alluding the details of tax evasions, the finance minister said we have identified a tax potential worth 600 billion rupees that was not collected, out of which 1 billion rupees has been recovered so far. In customs through misclassification, tax worth 50 to 200 billion rupees has been identified. Expressing gratitude to the provincial chief ministers for supporting the government's tax reforms agenda, the finance minister expressed the hope that they will introduce tax legislations for inclusion of the agriculture sector in the taxation regime. He said without including untaxed and undertaxed community into the tax regime, we cannot achieve the required targets. Stressing the importance of right-sizing, the minister said 5 ministries including Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan, saffron, industries and production, information technology and telecommunications and health have been shortlisted in this regard. He said the Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif will take the final decision to this effect. Negotiations between the government team and Jamaat-e-Islami leadership were held today in Rawalpindi over the issue of electricity bills. Federal Ministers Ataullah Tarar and Amir Maqam, Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz leader Tariq Fazal Chaudhry and Prime Minister's media coordinator Badr Shahbaz led the government side, while Liaquat Baloch represented Jamaat-e-Islami delegation. Earlier, talking to media, the Minister for Information and Broadcasting, Ataullah Tarar, said a subsidy worth 50 billion rupees has already been given to electricity consumers using up to 200 units. He said the government has also started solar projects, while diesel and expensive fuel-fired power plants will be closed. The Information Minister said installation of solar tube wells will reduce the electricity consumption. He said these measures are aimed at reducing electricity costs by generating cheap electricity. The Secretary-General of the Commonwealth, Patricia Scotland Casey, is in Islamabad on her first official visit to Pakistan. During her 5-day visit, the Secretary-General, Patricia Scotland, will meet with Pakistan's leadership, members of the cabinet, youth leaders, civil society representatives, and other stakeholders. The Commonwealth Secretary General will reaffirm her solidarity with Pakistan on the second anniversary of the catastrophic 2022 floods that submerged a third of the country and caused more than $30 billion in damage. She's likely to tour some of the areas that were affected by the floods. During the visit, the two sides would also discuss avenues to enhance cooperation between Pakistan and the Commonwealth in areas of shared interest, including supporting Pakistan's National Development Plan, empowering the youth, and boosting trade and investment. Pakistan has appreciated the positive role played by the Association of Southeast Asian Nations in regional integration and prosperity. The Foreign Secretary Mohammad Cyrus Sajjad Qazi, speaking at the 31st ASEAN Regional Forum Ministerial Meeting in Vientiane, Laos, said Pakistan is committed to regional peace, security, and cooperation. He also highlighted the importance attached by Pakistan to its relations with ASEAN and its member states. The Foreign Secretary shared Pakistan's perspective on regional conflicts in the Asia-Pacific region, stressing the need for dialogue and inclusiveness instead of bloc politics. He highlighted the plight of the people of the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir and called for the resolution of the Kashmir dispute in accordance with the relevant United Nations Security Council resolutions and the wishes of the Kashmiri people. He also presented Pakistan's perspective on the regional hotspots, including the situation in Gaza and Afghanistan. This is Radio Pakistan. The President Asif Ali Zardari and Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif have called for united efforts to raise awareness and work towards a hepatitis-free future. In their separate messages on the World Hepatitis Day today, they expressed the government's determination to overcome the challenge posed by hepatitis. The President called for carrying out awareness and large-scale screening for timely diagnosis of hepatitis to reduce the burden on the healthcare system. He called for public awareness to promoting precautionary measures to ensure prevention, large-scale screening and testing. The Prime Minister, in his message, said this year's theme, It's Time for Action, is a reminder for urgent actions to prevent, diagnose, and treat hepatitis. He emphasized necessary actions to help eliminate the disease and ensure a healthy future for all. 66 Palestinians were martyred in relentless Israeli attacks across the besieged Gaza during the last 24 hours. Gaza's health ministry says 241 people were also injured in the Israeli attacks. The martyrdom toll of Palestinians in the Israeli aggression on Gaza since October 7 last year has risen to over 39,000, while over 90,800 have been injured. The Russian President Vladimir Putin has warned the United States of retaliatory measures if Washington deployed long-range missiles in Germany. In a speech to sailors from Russia, China, Algeria and India to mark the Russian Navy Day at St. Petersburg, Vladimir Putin warned that Russia would station similar missiles in striking distance of the West. The Russian president said they will take mirror measures to deploy, taking into account the actions of the United States. The United States said on July 10th that it would start deploying long-range missiles in Germany from 2026. And now, news about sports. Pakistan's street child football team beat Norwegian club by 6-1 in the Norway Cup. For Pakistan, Abdul Ghani scored 2 goals, while Isa, Junaid, Awais and Mohammad Khan netted 1 goal each respectively. National Street Child football team will play the second match against the Worthescent Football Cup tomorrow. And now cricket. Sri Lanka won the Women's Asia Cup 2024, beating India in the final by 8 wickets at Dambulla today. Batting first, India scored 165 runs for the loss of 6 wickets in the stipulated 20 overs. In reply, Sri Lanka achieved the victory target for the loss of 2 wickets in 18.4 overs. And finally, the weather report. Hot and very humid weather is likely in most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. However, rain, windstorm, and thunder showers is expected in Kashmir, Upper Punjab, Potawar region, Islamabad, and Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Heavy falls may occur in northeast Punjab and Kashmir. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.